All right, we are officially recording. So now I'm going to do my screen share in a sec. Good morning, everyone. That's all I have to say. Oh, you can't minimize Zoom when you're recording. Fun fact. I just tried to pull up my thing and it wouldn't let me. Okay, now I'm ready-ish. I keep singing that song. Okay. There we go. I think. Lovely. Like your photos that I chose to put on here, guys. You'll notice photos every now and then. I don't know where to put this thing because you guys can see it. Whatever. Okay, so this morning's theme is how to share about coaching. And actually, I could make this display better if I tried. Whatever. I don't care now. Okay, so I think one of the big things that new coaches maybe find the most challenging is just sharing about what we have to offer, which is like the most important part of what we have to do as a coach. But it's also that part that involves you stepping outside of your comfort zone and realizing that we're not just here to sell something, but we're here to invite to an incredible opportunity to work on your own health, mindset, fitness, all that stuff tied into one. So it's not just selling a challenge pack and being like, peace out. It's getting someone started with all the tools with other people who are doing the same thing to help them stay on track with like all the resources. So it's not just a gym membership where then you're on your own to do everything else. It's like, here's the workouts that are made by professionals to do in a certain order for a certain reason. Here's the nutrition plans that go with them. Here's a list of PD books. Here's a community that's going to hold you accountable and challenge you and like encourage you and educate you in all these different ways. So we have to get away from that like selling idea, because that is when you try to sell, people pick up on it as salesy and then it doesn't work. So a lot of people have said in different calls, like you shouldn't be holding up a bag of Shaco and your Shaco cup and being like, yay Shaco, because that looks like a salesy post and it's not authentic. As opposed to like yesterday, I took a picture of my shake and just said like 80% of your results are nutrition and this keeps me on track, because it does. The days I have it, I'm not going to go eat bad after because then it feels like I wasted my Shaco. And when you're having that Shaco, I don't have those like cravings because it tastes like dessert, right? And it doesn't feel like I'm depriving myself because it's tasty AF. And it's like a guaranteed meal that's dense nutrition. And you can even share like ingredients that are in it. You can share how it makes you feel. A lot of people have like digestive issue stories that they can share. I never had that personally, but my go-to is the brain fog, because after a day of teaching, I was like a wasted brain. Like I was just like brain dead at the end, like exhausted mentally. But my Shaco like kept me going. And after work, I still had energy to be myself. So that's kind of what I share about Shaco. Or the fact that I used to buy like a bunch of different things separately, which now in retrospect doesn't make sense because you can buy Shaco and it's all in one place and it's a good formula, and it's not me like, ooh, I'm going to try this vitamin and then this vitamin and here's some veggie greens that I'm going to put in a smoothie that's full of sugary yogurt, you know? So it's just like a different way of sharing it instead of just saying Shaco rocks, here's my Shaco. Just getting a little more deep and authentic with your story. So I'm going to go to my next one somehow. There we go. Okay, so main topics. I really want to go over the feel, felt, found, because it's something that's so just in root in what I do, but I forget to share about it with new coaches because it's just something that it's a habit for me now. So I forget that it's not a habit for everybody. So the feel, felt, found method works for anything ever. So it works for objections perfectly. It works for questions that you might get that you feel uncomfortable answering. Like those questions that you're not confident in that someone asks you about and you're like, what do I say to this? Blah, blah, blah. Sam, what do I say? But using feel, felt, found, you're always being authentic. You're always like speaking the truth and relating to somebody that way. You're not making up facts or telling them what to do or like having judgment at all. So if someone says, I'm too busy, I can't afford this, I don't believe in supplements, or I've had Shakeout before and it was gross, or like whatever it might be. I don't have weights at home and whatever. So feel, felt, found. So I understand how you feel because I felt the same way, or I understand how you feel. I remember when, like, as long as you can like relate back to it. And then what you found is your solution. So if someone says, I'm just so busy right now with school, you can just say, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I was in school and doing my teaching practicum, or like whatever you guys could say. But I found that I actually had way more energy when I dedicated that 20 minutes to get it done, and then I could be way more productive after. Or I understand how you feel, felt the same way, but I found that if I actually just woke up half an hour earlier, I got it done, and then I wouldn't have to think about it for the rest of the day, and I have more energy that day. But you could use it for anything at all, any objection, question, but make sure that you're relating to them. And all of those things too, you can put in your story every single day. So you could post on your Instagram story a workout clip, and instead of just having the workout clip, you could, in your little, like on your story, you could type in, I remember when I thought I was, or I remember when I would skip the gym because it was too cold outside. And I have found it so much easier just to go downstairs and hit play, and half an hour, boom, it's done. Or I remember when waking up late would have derailed my entire day because now I wouldn't have time to go to the gym. I love how I can just press play on 10-minute abs and at least I'm moving my body, right? Or I remember feeling like super tired when I got home from work, and the last thing I wanted to do was go back outside. I just wanted to stay home. I have found it so much easier to be able to live my evening and then settle in with yoga before bed or something without leaving my house. But it could literally be anything. For a workout clip, for nutrition. I remember feeling overwhelmed at lunchtime when I had a half-hour break and the fridge just wasn't speaking to me and I didn't know what to eat. I'm so grateful that I just mix up my shake. It takes 5 minutes and I'm getting the most nutritious meal of my day, right? So you could relate that to anything, in a post, in an objection, when you're talking to somebody, when you're writing a post out, and really think, like, reflect on it. Think about how you used to feel, and then how you've solved that, which leads right into the next one, which Carl, our CEO, who's amazing, you should go check him out. He's been really talking about how all the top coaches have kind of come together, and their number one tip is to lead with a problem and a solution. So if this is your problem, here's the solution we have. And again, we have we have solutions for fitness, we have solutions for nutrition, we have solutions for community and accountability and motivation and tracking and mindset, all that stuff. So try to think back to a problem you had, or maybe a problem your challenger has had. Maybe you're not a busy student, but you have a challenger who is, and she's crushing it. Or you know someone who works shift work and she's crushing it. Or you know someone who just had back surgery, Jay, and came back and is crushing it. Someone who lost their baby weight, right? Any problem that someone might have, if you celebrate somebody else's success, you're still showing that problem solution, even if it's not 100% like your story. You can still share other people's stories too. And the more you share them, the less objections you're going to get, because people have seen that you've already debunked half of the excuses, right? Like if you're constantly sharing those kind of things. But yeah, so if you can do a problem solution, which is very similar to feel, felt, found, except for it's more point blank, I guess, more, I don't know, purposeful and less on the go. But people are going to be attracted to you and your story by the way that they relate to you. So you have to just share. And it can be this, the smallest things that you think are, again, I had someone yesterday message me, what's on your oats? How do you make your oats? My warm oatmeal. And I was like, it's oats and water. And then you just toss your toppings on top, right? Just the littlest things, because people are still in that world where they might eat cereal every single day and they haven't ventured past cereal. So we have to just remember all the little things. And sharing my tracker, I've done it twice now, my Ultimate Portion Fix tracker, and every time I post a picture of it, someone comments something, right? That's so cool, or where's that from? So just sharing all the little things. Okay, coaching. Even as a brand new, you signed up last week coach, you can be sharing about coaching. sharing what you're learning, sharing what you're doing, sharing about this that's happening right now, and taking a picture of it and being like, I'm on my first coaching and coffee, yay me, like whatever you want to say. It could be you watching a coach training call. It could be you can make a post about how you were so nervous about making that first post that you made yesterday, but as a coach, you know it's going to make you stronger and grow and be a more confident human, right? You can post your why, like why you started coaching. You can be on your story talking about how you're going through the coach training. You can be on your story talking about success of other coaches, about the new book that you bought, because as a coach, that's one of your 4 vital activities. Like as a coach, it's your job to be growing as a person and reading PD, anything at all. And when people watch your beginning and they can be like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. And then when you start inviting to coaching, people know what it's about because they watched you go through it. And they're more likely to say like, yeah, let's go for that, right? So you don't have to be mysterious. You don't have to be a rock star coach before you start talking about coaching and inviting to coaching. If anything, you could be like, who wants to do this with me? Because I have a vision that we're going to join this team and it's going to be epic. And we're going to go to New Orleans in the summer and it's going to be a blast. Like, who wants to go to New Orleans in the summer with me? Like, even if you signed up last week, you can say, there's a coach summit and I signed up because I wanted to travel with these girls and they're going to New Orleans in July and I'm going with them and I want you guys to come with me because now that I've signed up, I realize how possible that is and how it's not a big, scary thing. So regardless of how long you've been coaching, you should be sharing about it at least once a day, even if it's just you watching a training video or something like that. Okay, Morgan talked about this the other day. She had a whole post about just smiling in your stories. So I can't remember how it came about, but lo and behold, she polled her audience or like talked to people. And basically it came out with, they love how she just smiles and how like when she's smiling doing her workout or smiling talking about nutrition or just smiling talking about her groups, it makes it feel that much more welcoming and inviting. So make sure when you're talking about things, you're smiling, you're having fun, you're sharing the passion. And even if you're having an off day and you talk about that off day, make sure you find a solution for yourself and come back and be like, wow, I did a workout and now that mood has like kicked the curb and I'm a whole new superhuman now. Or if like, you know, like make sure you're like finding that spin. And that's kind of your job, which it's hilarious because sometimes I get in such a funk and then I'm like, okay, it's your job to like be better. Like, come on, let's figure out a way to like solve your mental issue right now, whether it's like me being like living in the past or like thinking back about something that I didn't like that day or whatever. I'm like, okay, let's get over this, like move on, like let's get busy, because I've learned that energy breeds energy and activity breeds activity. So if you're in a mood where you're not energetic and you feel like doing nothing, the cure for those things is to go do something that requires energy, because next thing you know, you're like in it. So for me, that looks like a stretch, a dog walk, having Energize, calling someone just to go for coffee, like down the street here at Flavors or a tea or something, just something to get me going again. Because then once I'm going, I can keep rolling. But you have to be able to recognize that you're in that space and that you do have the power to fix it. Because again, old Sam would have been like, oh, I don't feel like it today. Today's a whole write-off. Like today's a couch day, like a day, not a couch hour. Today's a couch day. Like I'm just gonna like binge Netflix because I'm in a mood, right? Instead of being like, okay, let's maybe try a 20-minute stretch and see if it fixes it. It will fix it. Like, I don't know. So looking at it as like, I'm feeling blah, bored, let's do something. And that's kind of my job. So yeah, I listed a whole bunch of stuff there that I would do. But there's probably a million things that you guys could do too. But again, sharing the fun, share the passion, try your best to like stay in a good headspace, because it's when you're not in a good headspace that you're going to go through a drive-through or something and then downward spiral from there. Okay, now let's get specific. So the topic was how to share about what we do. So workouts, Beachbody On Demand. To get really specific about how you can share about these things, you can share a workout video clip. There's lots of ways you can do that. You can go on Instagram and do the hands-free mode and then hold it. It's like a 3, 2, 1, and then it starts recording. You can do that and then just like delete and save your clips and then post them later, just so you're not too distracted because you're in the middle of your workout. So like, you know, like you don't want to do, or you can wait till the end of your workout and then film some of like your move of the day or something like that. You can also just put your video camera on for your whole workout and then go back and edit it. Or you can use like Thriller and do like short clips and then go back and edit it later. Just enough that you're still getting out of your workout what you need to. Like, don't distract yourself throughout your whole workout so that it's kind of like choppy and stuff, but you'll figure out what works best for you. But sharing a workout clip is super beneficial. You could share a screenshot or video capture of the app. And if you don't know what video capture is, when you're just like on your normal phone screen, if you drag down, at least on my phone, oops, other side. If you drag down, there's a button that's like a circle with a circle in it, and you click that and it gives you a countdown and it starts recording your screen. So you can do challenge tracker app, you can do Beachbody on demand if you use the app on your phone, you could do your nutrition app, you could do whatever, videos that Shaun T posted, you could screen that and then save that or put that on your story, right? Anything that motivates you. I've done Rachel Hollis before, screen captured her, put her on there. You can share Beachbody on demand in general. So sometimes I'll take my phone and just record my laptop screen as I select my workouts or give them a tour of what it is. You can talk on your phone, on your story about how you felt before your workout going into it. Like, oh man, like I really don't feel like doing this workout right now, but I know I'll feel better if I do it. And then, okay, wish me luck. And then you come back after and you're just like, heck yeah, that was awesome. Or like whatever your after was. Or maybe you're just like on the floor panting and you're like a boomerang or something, but at least you showed up, right? You can share why you're loving a program. So huge, like I know a lot of my girls are doing Transform 20 right now, and they're doing that program because it's 20 minutes and they share about that all the time. Shaun T is the most motivational trainer I've ever had in my life. Shaun T kicks my butt in 20 minutes. I didn't want to do my workout, but I was like, man, it's 20 minutes and you're just going to sit here and scroll on your phone for 20 minutes if you don't do it. So sharing why you're doing it, or for whatever program, like any program has reasons why you're doing that program, right? We could do, so share your goals, why you've committed, why you're staying accountable and showing up, move of the day, etc. So on your story, there's no excuse why you haven't posted something about your workout because there's so many ways to do it. Again, even if it's a screenshot of you logging your workout in the app and being like, staying accountable with my crew. And then a picture of your sweaty selfie with like a little like emoji or GIF or something. Done. Now, oops, I have to click here. The two other sections. So nutrition, how we can share about nutrition, share recipes, share how you're meal prepping, share like how you're prepping that week. So whether it's here's my overnight oats for the week, here's my egg cups for snacks, hard-boiled eggs for snacks, etc. You can show healthy alternatives. So homemade pizza night or taco night and how you're going about that. Like I used to share in the beginning a lot because this happened a lot. Lily would have nachos and I would have taco salad and I'd be like, here's mine, here's mine. Or I did that with Shaco and wine, like here's mine or whatever, beer. Because I'd come home, because he'd get home from work at 5 and I used to do my workouts like after work. So I'd like have it was just back when my schedule was different. So I'd have my blend Shaco and he'd have his beer, but whatever you do. Or that one day after summer, I loved that one too. I had a poll, I had like a Blackel, like a Bud Light apple. And then my like shaker cup, and I was like, because I didn't know which I wanted to do, like work out or drink this right now. So, but sharing those things that make it like relatable as well. And that's somewhere in here. Like you don't always have to be perfect. Like I went to Dairy Queen and snapped a picture of that. And I was like, treat, not cheat. This isn't going to ruin my whole day. This is just a part of it that I'm going to savor every freaking bite, you know? So making sure that people know that they're allowed other food, because my biggest pet peeve, and I brought it on myself when I first started coaching, was that friends, coworkers, and family would say things like, oh, can you eat that though? Or they'd be like, ooh, like you can have one of those, like expecting that like I never touch anything that isn't green. Like I was like, what is wrong with you? Of course I can. And then when I looked back, I was like, maybe it's because my stories, I only ever share the healthy stuff. So maybe I should let them know that I am a human being who does have a glass of wine, right? Or who does have a Christmas cookie at Christmas time and who still bakes, and like, so you have to kind of share all those aspects. Otherwise people think that they have to be perfect when they join you, and people aren't ready to be perfect, so they're not going to join you. So make sure you're showing all the things. Again, Shaco's in there. You're energized. I do that daily in some shape or form. Even if I'm not talking about energize, it might be in my photo just to make sure that it's there. Because a lot of the time people sign up with Shakeology, and then energize is like a natural add-on later on, right? So it keeps those customers coming back, and it's, you don't want to overwhelm them with too much product, but it's like almost subliminal messaging to like people too, that like, what's that yellow drink? So I just find that one easier. And so many people have pre-workouts and post-workouts. Like probably everyone's bought a protein powder sometime in their life. So if you share about those on the side, people just know that they also have access to them, but they're not as like essential as like your Shaco is for nutrition, right? So I always lead with Shaco first. Oh yeah, you can share if you have 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix. If you don't know what to post about in a challenge group, or if you don't know what to post about on your story or something like that, just read through your, like, watch a video from 2B Mindset, watch a video from Ultimate Portion Fix, or like 4 minutes long, take out your workbook. You're gonna find so many tips in there, and then just share one of those, right? So if you rewatch a video and you're like, oh right, I forgot that fact about sugar, be like, guys, I just watched one of my nutrition videos and I was totally reminded that blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever, like you'll get inspired that way too, because there's so much value in those things that you can share and provide value to other people. Okay, moving on to personal growth. You can always talk about what you're taking away from your PD. You can always share photos of your books. Again, normally my morning is like, here's my PD books and here's my Energize, getting ready for the morning. Quotes, you can have like just a plain old quote on your story that resonated with you that day. Ooh, I just started, actually this might take me too long to be worth it, but I just started following a girl, please be on here. Of course it's not. I'll post it below once I find it, but she posts like a motivational quote every day and it's so good. So just steal hers. Or Kim Fitzpatrick always has good ones too that I would steal from her feed and then just repost them on my stories.
Pinterest.
Or Pinterest, yeah. Find some quotes, share them, because people like that, and they also uplift you. Turn your reflections into powerful podcast. You don't do a podcast. Turn powerful, captions. You can write really good captions after you read a book, or read a page or read a chapter. And I highlight my books like no one's business. Like, if anyone borrows my books, they're just like, okay, Sam, because every time I read them, it's a different color and everything's just highlighted. But if I'm looking for a post inspo, I'll just like go like through a book and be like, oh, that's highlighted, and then read it. And not feeling that today. Go to the nice highlighted section, next book. Or as I told you in the last video, I've started saving other coaches' posts to get those little lead-ins. And if you don't have a transformation physically, who cares? Like, share your transformation on the inside, your mindset transformation. Like, it was a huge transformation for me just to be able to wake up early and do a workout. Like, even as a coach, it was like 1.5 years into coaching and I still couldn't wake up and work out before work. And it was something I told myself, I can't do that. I can't work out before work. I can't, like, and it was an I can't statement that took me a long time to get over. That's a transformation. Things like that. All right, now, how do I share about this opportunity when it comes to inviting new challenge groups? And you might call them challenge groups, accountability groups. I've started calling them boot camps, online boot camps, because I really like the fact that the word online is in there, because so many times people are like, oh, do you live in the Maine area too? And I'm like, no, but like, that doesn't matter. Or, oh, I just moved to Edmonton, so I don't think I can join you. And I'm like, that's not an excuse, because I don't care if you live in Edmonton or live in Omaha, like you can join this group. So I like saying online boot camps now, because it takes away that awkward, like, it doesn't matter where you live. And they're like, oh, well, I still awkward, you know, like, because that was like their excuse. And then it's just awkward. I'd rather not. So I call them online boot camps, but you can call them whatever you want. But talk about the theme. So if you're running your own group, normally we have some kind of theme behind it. So really like reinforce that theme. Talk about the fact that there just is one going on or starting. So right now it's the middle of the month. I'm not inviting to my January boot camp. I'm just inviting to our community in general. I'm inviting to the fact that you can access these workouts. I'm inviting to the fact that you can access these nutrition programs. So I'm not targeting my invites to a specific group. I'm just inviting them to join the community that has all these things. Whereas at the end of the month, it'll be like, join our February group where we're focusing on this. So they kind of shift depending on the time of the month, but you're still inviting regardless to the community and the online boot camps. Share footage from inside of your group. So if you made a post that you like, just screenshot it and be like, today in our accountability post, we're focusing on this. Or today in our online bootcamp, we're focusing on whatever it is. If someone posts something in the group, you can always screenshot it, just blur out their name and be like, this is why I love our community or something, or check out this girl, or celebrating somebody. You want to create some FOMO, right? So FOMO of anything. I'm doing a giveaway in my group today to whoever does 10 push-ups. And then people are like, I could do 10 push-ups. I could earn that giveaway. Like, why aren't I in this group? So little things like that. Share other people's successes, screenshot other people's obstacles. So a lot of times people are like, man, like my baby wasn't going to sleep and I didn't think I'd get a workout in, but thank you girls, like I actually did it today. Screenshot that and share that and be like, I'm so happy that like this is a thing that happens because of our groups. Another thing on your Instagram story, have a poll daily. That was a Kate Schultz thing, or I can't remember, some Power Hour I watched. Even if it's not a poll about your challenge groups, but it could be a poll of, did you get your workout in today? And I remember Virginia, when she started, or when I started following her, every single day, Virginia had a poll that said something along the lines of, did you sweat today? Did you not sweat? Got it done, didn't get it done. I'm kicking butt today, I need inspo. Or I have moved yet, I'll move later. But she would do a workout and have a poll about if her audience did a workout or not. And it was just a daily thing. And that's back in the day when I was like, I get it. And it gives other people like a sense of that accountability without even being in an accountability group through you. Or you can just have polls on anything. It's just a way for people to interact. And then once people are interacting with you, you know that you can go back and invite them because they clearly have been watching you, right? Or a question. You can invite to challenge groups using a question. Oh, I guess taking polls back to challenge groups. So are you going to be in our next group? Maybe. Heck yeah. And that takes the pressure off too, because you said next group. So it's not like join me today. It's like, are you going to be in our next group? And people are like, oh, I might be in your next group. Maybe February might be okay. Takes like the edge off of that. A question where they can drop their email. I recently made that free thing and I just said like, drop your email if you want some free content. And I got some emails there. And then also they're on like your email list now. Or an emoji if you want more info. So put an emoji below and I'll just send you some more information. And even if nobody clicks your poll, nobody answers your question, and nobody slides your little slidey thing, keep doing them. Just because they didn't click it, they're still watching it, and one day they might. Because they might look at it and be like, not going to click it, but they're like maybe in their head. And then there will be a day when they actually click that button. Because there's like a stat that it takes people 7 times to see something before they actually take action on it. Or 7 times to be reminded of something before they take action on it. So make sure you keep doing them, even though I know it's super defeating when you look and you're like, oh, no one answered my poll except for my mom, So keep doing it. I don't care if no one clicks it. And please show your face daily. And Haley, I'm calling you out right now. Actually, she's gotten better. Sorry, Haley. But she'll show her face now in a picture. But if you can talk, that's even better. People have to hear your voice. So sweaty selfies, Aurora, if Aurora's watching this, at the beginning of Aurora's coach journey, she would take pictures of her dog, her yoga mat, her water bottle, her weights. Like her sweaty selfie was like her workout environment, which was it was great. She started posting on her story. Next thing you know, it was her and her dog. Or it was like, and you'll graduate to the point where you're actually just talking on your story. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to talk on my story now. I'm quitting coaching. This is awful. Like you can start small and take a picture of your environment, just letting people know you did your workout, right? But eventually Your secret sauce is going to be in when people hear your voice and actually connect with you as a human. So just that's a side note. All right, so that is all that I had, and we're probably running out of time. I don't have a timer on my screen, but I'm assuming so. How do I stop screen sharing?
Says we have 1 minute left.
Ooh, look at that. Perfect timing. Stop share. Woohoo. I'm really proud of that. That was like awesome. So
yeah, you did good.
Have things to add. I'm muting myself. It's all you now.
What? What did you say?
I said
We have like no time.
We're probably going to get cut off in like,
Yeah.
we
okay.
can do another
boomerang.
thing, but
And I'll just like end the call, I guess. Oh yeah.
Boomerang.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, thanks. All right, I'll tag you. Bye.